All right, folks, we are back. It is Wednesday, and that means it's boards 5 and 6 in the weekly challenge against the robots. We are playing match points this week, and it's been an up and down event. Yesterday, I played a hand as badly as I possibly could on board 3, and then board 4 looks like it's just going to be a 50% chop here. So I think we're pretty even with the robot at this point. I would expect. We might be one board ahead, but I would say, as far as I can tell, this and this are probably 50s. This, I would guess, is a 0. And this one, I would say, is probably 100. But, I mean, you never know with the robot what they're going to be doing at the other table. The question I left you with on Tuesday was this hand. And when I say Tuesday, the last episode, I know some of you are watching these, weeks or months or even years later. So welcome. And you can see here, we left with 1 heart, 1 spade on our right. And here, if East passed, this would be a Jacoby 2-no trump hand, right? We have a game forcing hand with hearts. But when East bids, the Q bid becomes our strongest response, right? And this is every range that starts with an invitational value. Right? What I mean by that is it's at least invitational to unlimited, right? You can have any value above an invitational hand, which is why we don't just bid 4 hearts, right? Some of you look at this, and I know a ton of you, like hundreds of you watching this are like, why the heck don't we just bid 4 hearts? We have a game. And to be honest, in an event like this, it's probably not going to bite you ever, right? Because partner can't have more values than you. But let's be clear, all of those bids, 4 hearts, 3 hearts, 2 hearts, every heart bid is weak. And the reason that is because we have a Q bid available. So let's draw a hard and fast line. When we have a Q bid available, which shows invitational or better values, invitational up to 26 points, who knows, right? A huge hand could be here. We always Q bid, right? In fact, that is the only strong bid we are ever going to make unless we have some other system that we are using, right? In which you shouldn't be at this point in your careers, right? So here, we always make the Q bid. 2 spades is our limit raise or better. And now, we always know we're getting another bid, right? So here, partner jumps to game. It's pretty good, right? Let's see what they're showing over there. They're showing 15 to 17 points. This is interesting. Should we bid? One thing we should know is partner is basing this on their shape, right? Because we know partner cannot have 15 or more points as far as high cards, right? Because we have exactly 14, and this is a best hand tournament. So partner probably has like a 13 or 14 count with some shortness, right? A singleton, maybe a doubleton over there. If they have a singleton spade, we're probably supposed to take a call here, right? The problem is, the robot doesn't play traditional control bidding sequences, and we may sometimes get too high by making an illusion towards slam. If I were going to do anything here, I would bid 5 clubs, folks. If I were going to make a bid towards slam, I have to do that because of this. I have 2 losers in the spade suit. So if I bid 4-no trump and I get an answer that I like, I might proceed to slam and lose the first 2 spade tricks, right? So when you have 2 losers in a suit, or when you're void, you usually do not want to be using key card Blackwood, 4-no trump. So if I were to do anything, I would bid 5 clubs, which would do 2 things. It would show first round control on clubs, but really it's supposed to be first or second. And it would deny first round control in spades, which I want to deny first and second, right? The robot plays a very elementary control bidding sequence, so it's really not worth it for me to do anything here unless I have a much better hand. And I have a little bit of equity here because I know partner can't have more than 14 high card points. So I'm just going to let it go and hope that we're not making 12 tricks super easily. And here, look at this. Beautiful. Love it. All right, we have bought the best hand because we have wasted values in clubs and we have 2 spade losers at a minimum, right? They're going to play spade, spade, and try to give their partner a ruff probably, and we are going to ruff high in the dummy with the king of hearts, but let's see what they do. King of spades, ace of spades. Robots play king from ace king. Developing the jack of spades isn't doing us any good here. Ooh, take a look. What do you do? All right. Here, I would just take a finesse and see if I can take an extra trick. Because guess what, guys? I'm going to take that ace king of clubs later anyway. All right. So at this point, I get to test if I'm getting 3 pitches rather than 2. I don't really need that many pitches on this hand, and I only need to ruff 1 spade. So here, as long as trumps aren't 4-0, we can just claim. All right. But I tell you what, let me play it out though. I just want to show you the process here. We're going to draw trump. All right, we have to draw it in 3 rounds. Now we pitch 2 diamonds. And the beauty is they wasted one of their spade honors, so they made this much easier for us. So now we just jump over here with that diamond. And then we rough a spade low over here. And now king of diamonds. And our hand is good for the 11 tricks that we wanted to take. So what we hope here is that the robot gets a little bit of sauciness and decides to try to bid a slam with this south player's hand. If they do that, they can still take 11 tricks by avoiding slam. But if they maybe make a weird 4-0 trump bid, they might get too high. Right? And look at that. This is what I mean by wasted values. Now, the clubs weren't completely wasted. We saw we were able to pitch some losers on these. But think about it. Wouldn't these 7 points, especially the ace and king, have been much better elsewhere, right? Like the queen of diamonds and the ace of spades, that would be pretty darn good, right? Or some other combination of these 7 points outside of this, because really the north player had no losers in clubs, right? So we are duplicating their strength essentially. So this, again, not totally wasted. We were able to do stuff with these cards, but this is a spot that really, we could have had much better hands, or at least much more trick-taking potential if that 7 points was outside of that suit. All right, let's take a look at this next board here. Ooh, a ratty 11 count. So here, I promised I would never pass out a hand, but I'm tempted to here. I'm tempted to pass out this hand just because it is flat and it's 11. And we don't have a major suit possibility, at least initially here. Right? Take a look. We have an 11 count. The intermediate cards are pretty awesome, though. So I'm going to open this hand just because I made a rule at like episode 1 or volume 1, episode 1, that I would never pass a board out in this series. And I've stuck to that. So here, if it's right to pass it out, and I will tell you this, the robot's going to pass it out. We've seen this scenario before at least once in our times with the robots. The robot's passing this out if the opponents don't have an opening bid later in this hand, which is unlikely because they can't have more than 11 points. So here, I'm going to open a diamond, and we're going to hope we buy a contract here. Okay, great. So now take a look. Michael's cue bid. That shows the majors. 5 spades and 5 hearts. And this 2 spade bid says, hey, partner, I have clubs. Right? So this is a bizarre spot where we should know we're in trouble, right? If it's wondering, I don't know. If West is a reasonable Michael's cue bid, they would probably have opened a major. So maybe we're not in too bad a shape here. But the thing is, if we had passed this out, we could have locked up 0 points, plus or minus. But here, if they were going to pass it out, we kind of have to find a way to go plus. And where do we think that way is going to be? Well, it certainly doesn't look like defending. I mean, we do have a nice heart holding, but remember, the hearts might look like they're in a good position on these auctions, right? Because this person is the heart bidder, but that's not really true. This person is the heart bidder, right? That is the person that showed hearts. So these hearts are not necessarily in a good spot, right? You would expect the king here, maybe the king jacks, and we may only have 1 heart trick. And we know we have bad spades and 3 of them. So here, if it's like a 7-card spade fit, they have 5 and there's 2 over here. We know spades are breaking evenly for them. This is a spot where our defense isn't great. Our offense doesn't look like it's that great either, though, with this flatness over here. We could decide to compete in clubs, right? That's kind of what partner is showing here. They're showing a 5+ card club suit and 10 or more points. I expect partner to have at most 2 hearts, right? Maybe they have only 1, which is nice. A little bit of wastage in hearts. And we're non-vulnerable. That's the key here. So if we stretch a little bit and we go down 2, we're still doing better than what they could potentially make in 3 hearts. What we're hoping for is partner has a lot of values in the minor suits if we're going to bid, which means that their defense was low as well. So I'm gonna take a chance. I'm going to bid 4 clubs, and we're going to hope we buy it here. We're going to hope we buy it undoubled, which is nice. All right. Interesting. Partner did have 2 hearts, so that means East has 3 and West has 5. They're leading the king of spades. Not a shock, right? We see that this is a spot where, of course, we have 2 losers in the spade suit. We have at least 2 losers in the diamond suit, and maybe a loser in the heart suit. But that club suit is beautiful. And I would have expected partner to open this hand in 3rd seat. I don't know if they would, but this is a good sign for us, meaning that we were at least going to be in this auction at some point, and the opponents do have a heart fit. right? So here, let's just play the ace of spades. We don't want to mess around with ducking this and causing an issue. And now I'm just going to draw some trump. There's no reason not to. Right? I have the king of clubs here, and we get a count on the West player's hand. So let's keep count, folks. We know this so far. They should have 5 spades and 5 hearts. Don't ever make a 2-suited bid like this, and I'm talking Michaels or the unusual tune trump without 5-5. Pretty sure the robot's decent with this as well. So now we're just going to try to solve that minor suits. So here we go. Now we knew they started with 1 club. So maybe they have 2 diamonds. If they have less diamonds, it means they have more of one of those major suits. All right. So here, not breaking evenly, but still, let's take a moment. Let's plan out some play here. What do you guys think? Should we keep drawing trump, or is there something else we should be doing on this hand? And here, let's think about what West has shown as well. They led the king of spades. So they have at least the king, queen. They didn't have the ace. Obviously, the ace was in dummy. Right. So here, should we draw 2 rounds of trump? Well, if we do that, what can the opponents do? Well, they can definitely play some spades and then take our last trump off the dummy. And that means that we are in a spot where, hey, you know, they can tap us out before we get a chance to set up some of our other suits. And here we're talking about diamonds and hearts. We're not going to be able to set up hearts, obviously, but maybe we take a finesse at some point in this suit. I can save that for later, probably. West is going to have issues as far as what they're going to be pitching. And what did they pitch here? Let's take a look. Always good to take. Okay, so they pitched a heart, right? So now I'm going to play diamonds first. I'm going to try to set up a trick here. I'm not worried about a ruff anymore. Lefty has just kind of shown that they can't do that. So here, let's just play a low diamond and hope we get some sort of read to our left. We didn't. I'm going to play the 9. I'm finessing for the jack, basically, here. And of course, they have the jack there. Here comes a spade. This is not terrible for us. But, oh, wow. Look at this. They've set up a diamond trick for us. All right, ace, jack, we could do nothing. And here comes the spade ruff, unfortunately. Yeah, we didn't know they were going to set up a trick for us. But, hey, we've drawn 1 round of trump in this way. And now here comes a heart through. We hate this. All right, let's think about left-hand opponent's hand, though. Where's the king of hearts? Take a moment. Pause this if you need to. It's a nice piece of information that we have here. What should we play from our hand? Well, let's go backwards. Right. We had 11 points to start with, which, oh, wow, I almost misclicked there, guys. Oh, whew. My heart just started slamming in my chest. I almost messed this up. All right, here's what we know. We started with 11, which means no one can have more than 11 points. Right. And now, what happened? Well, Lefty has showed up with the king, queen of spades, and also the ace, jack of diamonds. Where's the king of hearts, folks? It is in east, 100%. Right? No question whatsoever. As long as we did see the king, queen of spades, which we did, and the ace, jack of diamonds, we have perfect information. So this finesse is a winner, chicken dinner, right? We have no possibility of losers, and now we just get to draw trump. And we will end up losing a diamond at this point, right? In fact, we're just going to mess around here. Hope that they screw up. And honestly, if the jack of hearts is over here, right, we may actually have the super winner. Nope. Yeah. Okay, good. This is kind of a loser that we were taking. We were taking a diamond loser or an extra heart loser, so we were chopping action there. Interesting. Let's look at this one. And let's see if we can figure out what the result's going to be at the other table, guys. So here we decided to open a diamond, which looked like it was a better choice for us because it was going to go a spade to our left. And the question would be, would partner have actually done anything? Probably not. It would go like a spade. I mean, they might get in there with 2 clubs, and then we can get to some sort of club fit. But maybe it doesn't get this high, right? That's the thing here. So here we just have to guess. Okay, first of all, is Lefty going to open? I would. Right, that's a rule of 20 and even more. They have 21 and 5-5. That's an opener with 10 points, right? So if they didn't, though, North was definitely going to open. You would expect in third seat with this good of a hand. I would open that in any seat, by the way. It's such a good 11 count. So here we would expect this auction not to be passed out, which means going minus isn't terrible as long as we're keeping them away from a plus score, which looks like in hearts They lose a couple of hearts. They lose one club, no diamonds. They have pretty good. Partner fills their holes pretty well here, actually. Right? The partner has jack small of spades. They have king third of hearts, which is nice, and the king of diamonds, which is certainly avoiding a loser as well. So I would say we did okay by going minus 100. We'll find out in the results. Again, I still think we're relatively close in this match. So here you can see where we're going to start off with on Thursday. Just a normal 13 count that we're going to have to deal with. And don't forget, guys, 2 classes this week. They have probably, if you're watching this on Thursday, have already occurred. But that doesn't matter, guys. You can watch these on replay anytime. They're designed to be as good on replay as they are live. And you get a lot out of the topics that we have there. We have defense practice, which we conducted on Tuesday evening. And then we have the live bridge quiz, 1-No Trump semi-forcing, a nice little wrinkle to get your card up to that expert standard that everybody wants to be playing as far as their systems. So take a look at those if you haven't had a chance yet. And I will be back with you tomorrow, which is Thursday, and we will cover this hand and another. And then Friday is our final results show as well. All right, guys, I'll see you then.